Hello, my name is Enzo Bogani, and this is my podcast for self-evaluation. Before coming to Full Sail, I had very little experience of public speaking. I presented once for international business a proposal for a company that me and my group were creating in front of a large class, teachers and peers. It was the closest I've ever had for public speaking, but this was very good practice. I had very little performance as well. I was with a band who only had maybe about one or two shows and performed in front of live people. And that was the only experience I've had with performances. I am, however, very comfortable with my communication skills that I did realize this month. I'm very comfortable speaking with people, but I do lack of ability of projecting my voice. I can say I maybe utilize logos, and pathos very well in my speeches. I did dress very well for the attire. I had very good posture and movements, very, very fluent movements. However, one thing I did realize was my eye contact, which is one of the most important things to actually have when presenting, is a very good scanning of the people of the audience to actually interact with them and make them feel that you're actually talking with them. And I did fail to have this. In my introductory speech, I noticed that my eyesight, like I said, wasn't that well, and my projection of my voice needed a little bit more help. But I did move very fluently, and I did have good posture. The persuasive speech, where I did improve on my eyesight, and I did scan the audience, interacted with them, and even threw in a little joke here and there. But my projection still needed a little bit more work. And finally, when it came to my industry professional, I actually might have excelled a little bit more on that. However, my projection and my voice still needed a little bit of more work. This is actually my first time working with keynotes. I did try my best. There were some problems with my presentations. There were sort of delays, and some slides actually jumped ahead of originally where I was supposed to be. However, I did actually manage to recover myself simply by briefly explaining what the previous slide was and quickly explaining what the slide was that had jumped ahead to. I enjoyed the persuasive speech a little bit more than all the others, although it was my one speech that I was most nervous about. Reason why is because it was my first time working with keynotes. I had no idea how it was going to turn out. If the slides were going to move on time, my speech would be a little too fast than my slides. So there was a little bit more complications in that. It was my first time, but I think I did pretty swell on it. But upon that, I did rather enjoy it most of all because it gave me a chance to really dig into my research and really try to persuade someone that I've actually done my research on. I've had many experiences like this with political views, but that was basically on a one-on-one basis. It wasn't really on a large crowd of people. Most importantly, having good eye contact, my projection, my breathing. I did learn all these this month. My inflection, articulation, mostly when we're presenting, to not have self-hugging, not to rock back and forth, not to play with your pockets, have your hands free, expressing what you're saying, kind of like this. I also did learn to manage my time, to be very brief, but at the same time very descriptive of what we're speaking. I would say I would give myself a 4. Overall, I think I did pretty good this month, given that I'm a very shy person and I'm not a very outspoken, especially to our large crowd of people. I work very hard. I think the time given for research, presentation, the outline, I think overall the time for the presentation, I think it was pretty fair time. I think there's a lot of time given. I think I could have probably done a little bit better. The presentation given back, where I could have projected my voice a little bit more eye contact to that as well. But I think I did pretty well, and I think I would give myself a 4 for effort. I did spend, however, a lot more time on the persuasive speech because I wanted everything to be perfect. Whereas the industry professional, I already knew what was required, and I already was very, I guess you can say, used to the keynotes and already outspoken with everyone, projecting and presenting. So I felt a little bit more comfortable coming to that speech. I learned to challenge myself, to push myself, keep the interests in others, and most importantly, pay attention and listen to others, listen to their opinions. Because what they say is just as important as what you say. And that's it. Thank you.